Hello and welcome. Today I'll be taking you through desktop publishing. That is, I will opt to use Microsoft Publisher. Therefore, as we start our lesson, we shall start with the objectives, our objectives today. Therefore, at the end of this session, I will make sure, or you as the runner, make sure you have achieved the following. You can launch Microsoft Publisher. You can use Microsoft Publisher. Okay, you know the parts, that is. You can identify the parts. You can set up a publication. You can use master page. We shall set single and double master pages. We shall also save a publication, display the rulers. Then we shall set the measures from picas to millimeters and vice versa. And then we shall follow the other objectives as highlighted below. Therefore, sit back and enjoy. In case of any comments, you'll be in a position to comment in the comment zone. I will respond to your queries. To start with, let's start by looking at the Microsoft Publisher screen. This is Microsoft Publisher screen for Office 10, Office 13, Office 16 upwards. They are very similar. Therefore, basically, we have the top part, the left topmost corner, where we have the undo, the save as button here. We call it the quick access toolbar. And there is a drop down list whereby you can add more icons. Then we have the ribbons. We have home ribbon, insert ribbon, page design, mailings, review, and view. Then we have the pasteboard. This is the empty area where you arrange your object, your text before assigning them to the printable area. This part is called the printable area. Whatever is placed here in this blue dotted line will be printed. The printer will be in a position to print. Then at this point here, if you have 10 pages, 3 pages, or the number of pages that you wish, they are arranged here. This is called the page pane. The page pane. Then we have the horizontal ruler. This one. We have the horizontal ruler and the vertical ruler. Then we have the command in groups. Like now we have clipboard group, font group, paragraph group. We have objects group, range, editing. These ones we call them groups. Therefore, after now having known how the Microsoft Publisher looks like, we shall now launch Microsoft Publisher from start. I just type Publisher. Then we shall launch. Ours is Microsoft Publisher 10. But there is not much difference in terms of knowledge. Once you run using 16, 13, 10, they are all similar in terms of manipulation. Then you first of all choose the page size. Like I can't see the page size I want to use A4. Therefore, I go to more pages. Then I choose A4 landscape if I want to use A4 landscape, but I'm interested in using A4 portrait. Therefore, I just double click. Once I double click, you can see this is the screen that we have run. This is the paste board. This is the printable area. This is the page pane. We have the groups, clipboard, font, paragraph. We have the ribbons, and this part is the quick access. This is the quick access toolbar. Then from there we go to our next objective. Our next objective now is to setting up a publication. Therefore, let's see how we set up a publication. Okay, to set up a publication, you first of all go to page setup, that is in the page design. Now, once you click on the page design, you go to margins. We have wide margin, moderate margin, narrow, or you can also customize. You can customize your margins according to what you want. Then you can also change, after choosing the margins, you can choose the page orientation. Like now, if I want a portrait page, you can also choose the size if you had not chosen. From this point here, you can choose the kind of page you want. But basically, for me, I'm contented with A4. That is the A4 page. Then the next step, so that you can start on the publication, is to set up a master page. Now, a master page is basically a page in which the graphics or text or headers and footers that are placed there, they can be duplicated and seen in other pages. And you can use, there are two master pages. Like for example, to set the master page, you just go to page design, then you go all over up to the end. Background here, you see the master page. In the master page, you can choose to make the current, that is this, to make the current first page a master page. You select master page A command from the drop down list. This will create a single page master page. Therefore, I just click on this one. Then once I click that one, you might notice there is nothing that has happened. Therefore, you just go back and choose edit master page. Now you see the master page stuff has come. Therefore, if I need to set a book like the way textbook or a newspaper looks like, then I click a two-page master page here. You see now I have two-page master page. Yeah, this looks like a textbook if I need to place items here. But if you basically want one master page, you just click, you need one master page. Then you can say apply to all pages, apply to current page. Yeah, that way. Once you are done, you cross the master page. Then, apart from now having that, like for instance, if I needed to work with to insert more pages here, insert, then I need to insert duplicate page. I have page 2. I insert another blank page. Now this is the page pane. I have page 1, page 2, page 3. Then I need to apply something from the master page to apply these pages. Therefore, I just go to page design. Then I go to my master page. I apply my master page. Then I go to edit master page. Then now from here, can be in a position like to insert something in my master page. Like now I want to insert some text there. This is our first reason. Then we can increase the font size. Now this is our header here. We want this one to be applied. Therefore, we apply to all pages. Then we cross. Thank you very much for that. Therefore, you realize that after clicking on page 1, page 2, page 3, they have all taken this. That is from the master page. Therefore, the work of a master page is to design what you want to be duplicated. Then if you go back to edit master page and apply two pages, you see this is what will happen. Then you can now apply this. You see still this one has applied to these other pages there. Then from there, you may need to change you may need to hide these rulers. Probably you don't want to see these rulers around. You just go to view, then untick this. You realize that the rulers has been hidden, but they are important. Therefore, we can resume them back. Then, if you double click here, if you pull this, you see there are some green lines. We shall look at those ones, and they will be in a position to tell us. I'll be in a position to tell you what they mean. Currently, our system is set to inches, and we may need to change the measurements. We need to change the measurements. To change the measurements from we are here. We need to change the measurements from inches to millimeters. If what you basically do, you go to File, then you go to Options. Then in this dialog box, it is called Microsoft Publisher, that is Publisher Options. You go to Advanced. Then you can see our system is by default inches, but I want to change either pixels or centimeters. But basically in our system we use these two. If I need my system to use centimeters, from here you can see it has switched to centimeters. Therefore, if you look at this part here, as I navigate my pointer, it is in centimeters. Just be very keen. Look at the bottom left corner. You see the measurements are in centimeters, but once we go back to File, Options, Advanced, then switch it to inches, the normal way. If as I move my cursor, you see it there in inches. It is written IN, that is in inches. Now, once you are done with this, you can save your publication file, save as. You choose the location. Then we can call this one YouTube lesson 1. Then I save that one. Then after having known that one, let's go to manipulating text and graphics. There are two ways of manipulating text. Like for example, allow me first of all to remove this one from the page, from the master page. Just go to master page, then edit master page. Then I can delete this. I just need one master page. If I can also delete this one, and then I cross. Now it has been removed. If we want to manipulate text, first of all, we turn our page to portrait. If we want to manipulate text, you use a text box. When you go to insert menu in the text group, that is, we have agreed these are called groups. We have the page group, tables groups, illustrations, and I'm sure if you have not been keen, you had not seen this. Therefore, I'll be mentioning the groups: illustration group, building blocks group, text group. We are interested in the text group. Therefore, in the text group, you click on text box. Then you can draw the text box. The size of inside, make sure it is on or inside the blue dotted area, that is the printable area. Now, once I do that, I can be in a position now to type my text inside the text box. Alternatively, you can use the second method. It is called using the text frame. To use the text frame, you go to Insert tab, that is the Insert tab. Then you go to Illustrations. This is the Illustrations. Then you go to Shapes. Then you get text box here. This is the simplest. You do the same. Then you choose, you draw your text box. You realize that when I draw the text box, these buttons, the format, this is called on-demand menu. It was not there, but once I have drawn, I have reactivated. Now you see, I see columns. I can see drop cap around here. You can see text direction. This one, it has brought the format tab, which has similar buttons or commands from home. Then we shall use this text from Google, about Google in incorporation. Therefore, I'll just go to this point and paste. Right click, I paste my text. Now, once I paste my text the way it is there, it is only in page 1, and therefore we can now use the text available in our browser here to perform a number of activities that I will take you through. For example, I may require to perform some formatting. Like for example, we want to change case. Like now I want to change case for this paragraph. Therefore, I just click on this, then I go to format. This you tap on this a. This is a. Then you see there I want, for example, all caps. I have changed everything here to capital letters using that change case. Alternatively, you can just go home. Then once I press the cursor there, you'll see I have the change case. The change case here. Then I can change small caps. You can look at the other change case here. Then you can also, for example, you want to apply the subscript or superscript. For example, down here, I want to apply superscript to say this one is 2 squared. Therefore, I just highlight this. Then I go to font group, that is in home, font group. Then you see superscript is here and the subscript is here. Then the other thing that is very important from the formatting is like to change the font color. We look at our page. We want to change. We want to change font color for the whole of the document. Therefore, you can just go to home, then choose the color you want. Like now, I want maroon. Therefore, you can just work like we do in Microsoft Word. If now I want to apply this one as a drop cap, then I need to go to this point. I select the text, then I go to my format tab here. Once I go to my format tab, I get my drop cap. Then I can choose the drop cap I want from that point. Then we also need to do some of the paragraph formatting. Like for example, you want to apply tracking and canning. We need to look at tracking and canning. This one, it's very important in DTP. Tracking and canning. Tracking refers to the visual closeness or denseness of characters in a word or a line of text. Canning refers to the art of fixing particular pairs of letters that are too close or too far apart from each other. Basically, to do this one in Microsoft Publisher, you need to be very conversant. For example, I need to apply tracking here. Therefore, I just go to the font group, home, then I go to the font group. Once I go to the font group, I look at the character spacing, this one. And therefore you can see when we are applying the tracking, you can apply characters very tight. You see what has happened? Tight, loose, very loose. This one, loose or very loose. You see now the characters are very loose. If you look at this one, the characters have been very loose. If I increase the font, then if that is tracking, if I need to do some others tight, I need them to be very tight. You see, they are very tight. Then on the other hand, okay, let's leave them being loose. If I work using the next paragraph here, I want to assign canning. We have said canning is the art of fixing particular pairs too close or too far from each other. Therefore, you can just go to more spacing. Then in this dialog box, you will see we have the canning section. At this point, tracking is actually on the upper side. This one, you can use these ones as the tracking option, very tight, loose, very loose. Then you can increase the percentage here. You can apply that one. Then on the other hand, if I need to apply canning, then you can have condense, expand or normal. Like now I need expand. You see what the characters have gone. Then I can choose the points and need them to expand that way. Now see, we have now applied kerning on this, and therefore from our objective, you see this is a very important, it's a very crucial point, whereby we have put characters very loose, tight, very tight, or condensed or expanded. Then we also need to look at the line spacing. How do you apply line spacing in DTP, that is using Microsoft Publisher? To do so, you need to go to Home tab, then you go to line spacing. These are the line spacing options. We have 3.02. Okay, we use the common one, 1.5, or I need 2.0. That one can be applied as so. Then we go to the next objective. From there, we can look at column guides. We also have the page numbering and inserting headers and footers. If I can look at column guides. Column guides, when I talk about column guides, they help you divide the pages into columns that make the publication look more organized. The idea is to partition a page into short readable sentence blocks. Columns are mostly used in designing large publications like newspaper and journals. Therefore, if we take our text back to normal, though even the way it is, it will still be in a position, I shall still be in a position to use this text. Now, if I have my text this way, and I need to apply, that is guides. Let's start with applying the guides. Like now, we can use the blank page here. You go to page design, then you get the guides. When you click on the guides, you'll be in a position to see there are different guides so far that you can use. Basically, when you choose the guides, they will be in a position to show you or to give you a clear way of how your page looks like. Like for example, let me use this one. When I apply the guides that way, you see our publisher document has allowed us to create text in different small portions. Therefore, when I apply for this one, if we remove this paragraph, for example, if I delete this, we are left with two paragraphs. On these paragraphs, I need to have two columns. There are two ways of doing that. You can manually do it by pulling this. You can do that. Then you can also pull this. Alternatively, if you don't want to do that, then use the automatic method, page layout, guidelines, then choose. Like now, I may choose this one. You see my work has been divided. Though personally, I would opt to use my own guidelines by just pulling this. I need my page to be divided into 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 sessions like that. Then I needed to apply this work of mine to 2 columns. If you need to insert evenly distributed columns, then you do it by yourself. You can just go to home, then you go to columns, where columns are. Then I need 2 columns. Now you see, after doing this, I need to pull this one upwards. I need to pull this one upwards that way, so that I can accommodate the 2 columns I need. Otherwise, when I inserted the columns, my text area was too large. The 2 lines forming the gutter between columns can be moved separately to increase or decrease the gutter. Therefore, you can see whatever I have done. I have pulled this one, and when you see this button, this one, you see these 3 dots, they mean there is some text that has not been placed. But now you see it has disappeared, showing me that now I have clearly worked on the paragraphs according to how it should be done. Then on the other hand, after doing so, You may need to insert page numbers. Therefore, let's add some text in this page. We first of all remove the guidelines to fix, and then we insert some text shape. We draw our text box up to that point. Then we can paste our work there, copy. Then we can paste our work there. Then that is our page 2. Page 3, we go to insert shape, we get text box, we draw our text box, then get some work from this page, we paste it there, right click paste. Now you see in every page we have 3 different pages, but they don't have the page numbers. Therefore, let's look at how you insert page numbering. That is page numbering. Like in our document, numbering pages of a publication like books and magazines make it easier to read and make references. To insert page numbers in publication, do the following. Therefore, you go to insert. Now, once you go to insert ribbon, now this is the ribbon. You go to where the header and footer section are, this point. Then click on page number. This is our page number command. You select one of the options, e.g. bottom center on the drop-down list. Notice the page numbers will be inserted on each page of the publication. For example, now we need the page numbers to be in the bottom center. I've done that. Then after doing so, okay, by default, publisher applies the Arabic page numbers. That is the 1, 2, 3. Now you realize that I have inserted the page numbers. We have the page 1, page 2, page 3. Therefore, that's how you apply the page numbers. You basically go to insert ribbon, then you go to far end where the headers and footer section is. That is we have agreed these ones are called the groups. These links, these ones. Therefore, you go to where the page numbers are, then you choose where you need your page number is. But in case you need to change the numbering style, you go to format page numbers, then you choose. Like now I want to have this one, then start at 1 that way. When you go to our page numbers, you realize we have now changed to the Roman page numbers. We have used the Roman page numbers there. Then you can also rearrange the page numbers in publisher, rearranging the page numbers. Now this is page 1, this is page 2, this is page 3. If I need this one to be page 2, you can drag and drop this way. You see now I have rearranged the page numbers. Page 1 becomes page 3, page 2 becomes page 3. That way. You can just drag and drop. Therefore, to return them, I need this one to be page 2. That is rearranging page numbers. In Microsoft Publisher, you can change the order of your pages by rearranging the page thumbnails. These are called the thumbnails. These are the thumbnails. These ones. Changing the order of pages doesn't affect the text objects in your publication, even though they may have moved to different pages. Therefore, to rearrange the pages on the pages pane, click on a page and hold, then drag. Simple. That one will be in a position to do that. Then we have this section here. After now having done this, you may need to insert headers and footers. A header refers to a line or text such as a page number, date, or a company name or logo, usually printed on the top margin of each page. On the other hand, a footer, is a line of text printed at the bottom. Defining consistent headers and footers Now what you do, you just go to page design, or that is in the page design ribbon, this one. Then you go to where okay, we are in the page design. Then you go to where background is, this one. You just go to where the background is, page backgrounds, and then you click on a master page. You click on the master page. Then once you click on the master page, you click on edit master page. Therefore, once you go on the edit master page, you'll be in a position to see show header and footer. That is the point, show header and footer. Like now, we can assign a sentence from Microsoft that Google is an American multinational technology company. Therefore, you just go to publication and paste that one here as our header, that Google is an American multinational technology. You can put it like that. Then we need to put our footer. That is for our header. Insert, show header and footer. Okay, after now doing so, you can insert our footer. Like now we need our footer here. We just write something like the founders of Google. Then we go to our publication and paste it there. Now we need this one to go to separate with the page number. This one indicates there is page number, the hash. Then I cross that one. Therefore, you realize that I have assigned header. You see the header is not changeable unless now you double click. This is the header. It is different from this one. You see it's different from this one. Then we have the footer. The footer is just down here. Then on the other hand, just like in Microsoft Word, you can edit a publication, you can spell check, you can find and replace a word, just like we do in Microsoft Word. Therefore, editing, when it comes to editing, editing refers to making changes. For example, I would wish to replace the word continue, with let's give it a different color, red. You need to replace the word continue with go on. Therefore, you just press on your keyboard Control H. This dialog box is called find and replace. Dialog box appears. He asks you find what? You're finding continue. Then you replace with go on. Go on. Go on. Then you can just say replace all. Now you realize that go on, continue has been, we have replaced using that one. Then you can also replace this percent with the sign percent. Copy, I copy that one. Then find what? Find percent. Then we need to replace it with the sign percent. And then we replace all. Now you realize that wherever there was the word percent, wherever there was word percent, the computer has, that is publisher has understood and replaced it with a percentage sign. Now that is one way of editing. Then you can replace with there are some other options to replace with here. Then on the other hand, we need to spell check if there are some spelling mistakes in our document. Basically, you just go to review. Then we have agreed these are called groups. Then you go to spelling group. We have the thesaurus for the synonyms and antonyms. Therefore, I just click on spelling. Then I can just go ignoring or changing according to whatever I may feel. Therefore, this is the spelling at the grammar checker dialog box. It is just found in the review tab at the proofing group. Therefore, you just do that one and then run to doing that. Then let's look at how you manipulate graphics. That is how you manipulate graphical objects in Microsoft Publisher. To insert an object, you just go to insert. Then in the illustration group, you can insert a picture. Like for example, you can insert a picture at this point. You can choose a picture. Then I can insert a picture in my publication. Then now once I insert a picture, which appears to be very large, there are options. Like now I may opt to crop this picture to a certain angle that way. Then after doing so, okay, you are actually supposed to crop a picture from the paste board, from the paste area here. Then once you are contented that your graphics is okay, like now the way I'm doing it here, once you are contented that your graphic is okay, then I can be in a position to resize. Like now I can resize this photo. Then you can apply text wrap. Like now I need it to be tight. Then can now press it to where I want it, where I want it to be. Therefore, basically, you see, I can now press it to my page according to where I need that photograph to be pressed. You can also work on this picture. Like now, there are other things to do. Like I can format a bit of the picture here. We go to format. Then you can just work on this. These ones are called on demand. That is on demand toolbars. They only appear if I click outside here. If I click outside the text box, they are normal. But once I click there, they are there to help me to work on the formatting. Therefore, as we can do a bit of formatting now on the picture. Can make it black and white that way, just on the publication. On the other hand, you can work on applying outline fill, that is fill effects. Like if you draw something, like now if I work on this page, insert, then I draw something, like now this one, I do this one here. You can apply the fill effects here. You can just go to something like texture, pattern. You can choose the pattern, like now I need it to have this pattern. Then I need it to have some fill color, some color. You can choose more colors if you are not, you have not seen one of the colors there. Then you can also choose it to be in 3D. You can also put some shadow according to how you feel. Then to write inside an object, you just go to right click, then add text. Then I can be in a position to write text like percentage there. Then, example, I can now increase. Then format center. These are the various formats. Text direction. If example, I need this one to be like that. You can change the text direction just by clicking on this. Then from there, you can edit text, like having other now, like now I need one to be embossed. But first of all, I have to highlight this. Then you can apply engraved or embossed outline if I need it to be something smart like that. Then you can change the direction of this text of ours to be normal. and bold. But basically, you see, we have been in a position to apply that one. It is now very nice. Now to resize an object, you just work using the handlebars. These are called the handlebars, and we have the rotating flip in case you need this one to be rotated to an angle. Sometimes you may need to draw something and then make it one. For instance, you can also draw another one here, this size, then we place it there. We can apply any of this. You can make it 3D. Remove the shadow. Okay, we can just do that way. Then after doing this, we need to draw something different there and apply 3D and apply the same color or different color. That is the text effects. Now to write inside this, you right click, then okay, percentage is called asilimia in Kiswahili. Asilimia. Now this one you can also work on the font. We make it embossed, then we increase the size. Now I need to make this one. Therefore, in the format area, just go to group. Now you see it has become one object. Now that is called grouping. You click each object separately while holding Shift key on the keyboard. Then once it is that way, you group. You realize that when you group, group becomes inactive, and now group becomes active. If you need to separate, that is when you need to separate that one. Therefore, basically, when you need to come up with a very good organized document, like now I need to have 3-column page, I can just choose to divide them by myself that way. Then I need this one to look like a newspaper to be divided up to that point. Therefore, I just go back, insert, shape. I take a text box of the size I want. I go again, shape. I take another text box of that size. I go again, insert. I take a size that is the text box of that size. Therefore, if you look at wherever I click, I am now in a position to arrange my text. Therefore, I just go to where my text is. I copy this, copy. Then now I arrange that one in page 1. You see, it is a bit okay. This one shows there is some text that are yet to be placed. Now it is over. Then I go to Microsoft Word. I get it the other document. I paste it there. I pull up to the other point. Then I go for my largest paragraph. I paste it here. That way, then I pull this downwards. Still showing me there is some text. Now look at this page. It is very well organized. But in case I need this one to be pulled downwards a bit, just for pure organization, that way, to look like a magazine. Then I can insert a picture here. Insert picture. Then we can get a picture like this one. Then I can now this is Mr. Vidambo and Grace, and okay, I can't remember the name of the other. Okay, now having the picture, this picture I can now edit this picture from this point. First of all, we can undo. We can reduce the size of the picture. Then from here, we can we can text wrap the picture so that it fits on wherever you want it fixed. Then can now scroll back. This is Joyce Omondi and Mr. Bidambu. Therefore, after now doing this, yeah, I can be in a position to fix this photo to where I need that way. Then if I enlarge my page this way, I'm in a position to see that I have come up with a very organized magazine, having the objects organized. But for example, if you need to put a heading, like now I need to put a heading downwards, down here. I need to put a heading. Therefore, my text will opt to have started at that point. Therefore, I can just insert a word at. Like now, I can just come and add a word at. YouTube lesson. Then now I need to text wrap this text to make it movable. Like now we can just put any of the text wrap. Then now having done that, you see now we have now come up with our beautiful magazine using the 3 columns way of doing it. We have inserted the page numbers, we have inserted the header, we have inserted the footer, and we have done a lot of grouping. We have grouped this one. This one can be our logo. Since we have grouped it, we can copy this one and paste it somewhere here. We can paste it here as part of our magazine. Therefore, having looked at the page, this page, that is page 3, it should be 100%. You see now we have created a very beautiful magazine using the ideas that we have run so far. On the other hand, sometimes you may require to edit something like a star. You just go to these auto shapes, you draw the auto shape. Now once you draw the auto shape, at this point that is in format, you have the edit shape. Then you can click on edit. That is after looking at the edit shape, edit wrap points. Then you can do your stuff by pulling the points. Okay, let's just go about it this way. Then we needed to, in case you needed to put some different colors, some gradient, you just work on this one that way. Therefore, I would wish to say thank you very much for watching my lesson, for being attentive on that one. In case of any questions on Microsoft Publisher, you can just drop me a comment. Thank you very much. Remember to subscribe so that whenever I do a video, you'll be in a position to get notifications on my various videos that I upload